Well, hi everybody. This is my 87-year-old dad. He's a Korean disabled war veteran, and he would like to share with you some of his life. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Dad, this is part one. I'd like to know what it was like growing up in the Depression.
Well, as a kid, then you didn't bother you much, but Dad got like $1 a day on WPA, and a loaf of bread was like a nickel. But we ate pretty good for what he made. He always made sure we had something in our stomach. And as kids, we went fishing a lot by hand. We'd go to Tule Pond, Spokane, where we lived, and we'd go up to Tule Pond. Sometimes we'd walk. It was like 3 or 4 miles in Manitou State Park, around that area. And the lake we was doing in, it was a lot of tulies,
Mm-hmm.
and we get the goldfish cornered. A lot of goldfish. If you get them cornered in them weeds, we pick them up by hand. Sometimes we get 20 a day. Me and my two brothers, and mostly just my brother Richard and I. And we take them pet shop and sell them for 15, 20 cents a piece, depending on their size. And you couldn't have fish hooks marks in them, so you couldn't catch them with a fish line.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we did basically all summer. And in the wintertime, Dad would get, in the fall, Dad would get telephone poles from a telephone company. And we were out there during the day, one on each end of that saw, bucking them up in 16-inch lengths.
All with a handsaw, right?
Yeah, no, with a great big long saw. And Mom cooked on a wood stove, and we had wood heater, and sometimes coal we burned in it, depending on the price them days. And
Well, I know that three of your brothers passed away. What was it like growing up with five brothers?
real good. We all got along really good together. We'd have our scraps like kids have, but basically we got along pretty darn good. And I had three wonderful, wonderful brothers I've lost. And you just don't forget about that kind of stuff. And lose your dad and mom. And I've lost a daughter at the age of 53. And it hurts really bad, when family members die. But it's going to happen to all of us. So then we started with that. And I mowed a lot of lawns, shoveled a lot of snow in Spokane. That's how I made my money from my clothing. When I was about 12 and a half, I left and I went to work on a cattle ranch farm. The old German that owned it, and him and his wife, we get up before daylight, we go to bed after dark. And mainly it was just like a couple of sandwiches or something where we'd be shocking hay. They shock it by pitchfork, they call it shocking hay. By pitchfork, then we'd raise it up with a rope up in the top of the barn. And I was usually up on top because he had a crippled leg. And I asked him one time, after I'd been there a while, I says, "What happened to you? What happened to your leg?" He said, "Well, I'll tell you." He says, "The damn horse wouldn't move, so I kicked it. And it kicked me back and put me through the barn, which it did."
Is that what did your brother Uncle Jim do to that guy? I heard that.
Well, then Jim and I got a job in a pig farm. There were 250 hogs. And one day they got out, and we had a heck of a time all over the countryside up in Steptoe, Washington. And up where I worked on the ranch. No, that was Spokane. We had to work on the hog farm. Steptoe, Washington is where I worked on the ranch when I was quite young. And Jim didn't like the dog. So when the old man went out the hog pen, Jim peed in the dog food. And he says, I don't like that old devil neither. He's just a smart aleck and he's always cussing us out. So he says, he peed in the guy's pancake batter. And the guy mixed it up when he come back in because it looked a little runny on top, which it was. And he cooked it, and when he's eating, he says, that's some of the best darn hot cakes I ever ate. And we just started laughing. Well, finally, one day, we got $20 a month between us. And very luckily, that was pretty good money. And then finally, he wouldn't pay us no more. So we got, Dad come and got us, and back to Spokane, because this was on, like, 50 miles or so from Spokane. And then I went to work on the Angoria rabbit farm. And one day he took one of the owner took one of the, it's just him and I on the farm, Angoria rabbit. He took it into the shop and I said, what you gonna do with that? And he said, well, it's got buck teeth on it. And it don't eat good. Because he overlapped, the top is overlapped. And so he had a file, and he filed the rabbit's teeth down. And I had to hold it, and that darn thing was pretty hard to hold. I was a kid. But he got it done, and things survived. And then I went to work on a silver fox farm. And then went on another farm somewhere. I just don't remember it all.
How far did you go in school?
1 mile.
Oh, okay. How far did you make it through school?
I went to the first year of high school, and that was it. Then I joined the Merchant Marines, and that was in 1945. I sailed to the Philippines in Manila.
So you were 16, 17?
I was pretty young. I was below 17. And then I come back in Seattle. They was going to, we lived around that area then, and they was going to draft me when I turned 18. Well, I didn't want to be drafted, so I went down and joined the Marine Corps for 4 years. And then after that, in the early 50, I got, or just before 50 and 49, my brother Richard said he was in the Second World War, so was Johnny and Les, the 3 older ones. And so 4 of us served in the war out of 6 of us. No girls, all boys. And Richard joined the Airborne right after the Second World War. He was in the 1st Cavalry, joined the Airborne. And when I come back out of the Marines, he says, well, you might have been a Marine, but you ain't man enough to jump off an airplane. Hell, I never been in an airplane in my life. So I went down and joined up. 14 months later, I come back from Korea. I told Rich, I said, how many combat jumps you got, Rich? Well, he said, I ain't got none of them. I said, well, I got both of them behind enemy lines in Korea, 50 and 51. I says, don't even talk airborne to me. And to that day, until the day he died, he never talked airborne to me again.
Do you remember your first car?
My first car was the guy was overseas, the Second World War, and he had a 1915 Model T pickup, excuse me, with a Ruxall, the 3 pedals. And I had my eye on it. It was in a field out by a home in Spokane. I kind of had my eye on that thing. I was like 14 years old or something like that, 16, I don't remember, somewhere very young. So the curiosity got to me. So I went to the house and I told the lady, I said, is that Chuck out there for sale? She said, well, my son's overseas. He's fighting in the war. And he said for me to go ahead and sell it, but I want quite a bit of money out of it. And I said, oh, how much do you want? $15. So I bought it for $15. And we chased around the neighborhood, and that, cops never bothered you in them days. And then finally I got rid of it. My friend, he got a a big old Essex, and he cut the top off. It was a sedan, and the back sweeps way up high. And the cops pulled us over quite a bit in that. He had big white paint on the back of that black raid that says, "All girls who smoke throw your butts in here." And it was true. That's what he did. And we got stopped quite a bit on that. Then finally, I don't know, the first year I was married, I had 14 cars. And my father, over the years past, he says, "You ever remember how many cars you had, Bob?" And I says, "No. I couldn't even begin to remember how many I've had." I says, "It seemed like changed cars like I changed socks."
Well, your dad was pretty rough on you growing up. What kind of weapons of ass destruction did he use?
Well, my mother uses willow switch, which left you quite a way welted, welts. Yeah, they rise up pretty good in a hurry on your butt. And Dad used a razor strap, double thickness razor strap, a long one, that he used to shave with a straight edge razor. He sharpened the razor on that. And it seemed like the first one that hit you, they're close together, seemed like the first one that hit you. The second one seemed like there's 5 more right on you. And he used it fluently. And Jim and I, he was 14 months younger than me, and he's still living. And Jerry lives in Florida, he's still living. The other 2 brothers I have. And so one day we was upstairs, we wanted to go play with the neighbors. So he had the broom, I grabbed it away from him. Well, we had one stairs that squeaked on the staircase. And so I took the broom away from him. And about that time, Mom said, "Give him back the broom." I said, "No." And I kind of argued with my mom over that, which is against our rules and against Dad's rules. And so about that time, he got a hold of my wrist. I'm going around in circles. "Don't hit me, Dad, I'll be good. Don't hit me, Dad, I'll be good. Don't hit me, Dad, I'll be good." That razor strap just a flying. And I never heard that stair squeak. So he must have stepped over the top one, the one that squeaked. He must have stepped over the next one, and he nailed me good. And boy, I had a sore bottom for a while. And,
Yeah, but you had a lot of respect for your parents. Do you think that kids today should be punished like they were back then?
Yes.
Good.
Because the kids nowadays, it's all give them this, give them that, and if they can't give it to them, steal it. I've got one son that does that fluently. Steal, 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 ever since he was a kid. Now he's 56 years old, Social Security, and he's got COPD, which I claim it stands for can't open the pot door, can't operate pot door. And that's what he's got. And he's drugs, alcohol, and he's just amounted to nothing. And he will never amount to nothing. It's really a sad thing, you know. And the kids nowadays, they've got too much. "Daddy, buy me a car. Daddy, buy me a motorcycle. Mommy, I want to go out with my girlfriend. I'm only 10, but I should be able to go out and stay up all night and all that stuff. You know, it's the way it is anymore."
Okay, well, Dad, this will be the end of part 1, and we will revisit you soon. But before we do that, I just want to walk in here and take a look at your military stuff that you have here on your wall.
You want light on, Brad? Hey, turn that light on by you. Brad, hold on.
Oh, here you are in the Marine Corps. How old were you here in this picture, Dad?
That was in my dress blues. That was when I graduated in San Diego.
Okay, and then this is kind of hard to see here.
Well, this is here. That goes.
This is when you were in the airborne.
That's the next one, though. Yeah, I joined the airborne in 1950.
Okay.
They
And
shipped me right to Korea.
this is your Purple Heart from getting wounded in Korea. And here you are. That's the Marine Corps as well.
And my green job.
And your greens. And here's your lovely wife. She served in the
During the Vietnam War as a medic.
Vietnam War. That's Bonnie as a medic. And here's your shadow box. Okay. Pretty proud of you, Dad. And
Thanks.
we will continue this later. Thank you.